Good morning and welcome to Behind the Bower, where we hope to offer inspiring conversations, a fresh look at arts in our community, and provide spotlights on artists, performers, collaborative partners, and organizations. We want to celebrate the universal expression of human experience through arts, culture, and community. I'm your guest host, Lauren Hood, with our other fabulous guest host, Amy Quesenberry. How are you doing, Amy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. This is our first time on the podcast together.
I know. It's exciting. I was here for our first little test run of it, but I'm excited to be here for a real episode.
Just a little backstory how we ended up on the podcast together, or on this episode together, is I knew she would bring a unique perspective with who we have on today, because she's also in a local band, Christian Q and the Group.
It's a mouthful.
Which is such a befitting name because they are a huge vibe to listen to. So definitely make sure to check them out.
Yeah, come see us local. But we also have another great band with us today, which is exciting.
Yes. So with us is indie alt rock band Barefoot Modern. Good morning, y'all.
Hey. How's it going?
Good. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing good. Can't complain.
Doing great.
Happy to be here.
We are super stoked to have y'all on. And I really can't begin to explain how long I've been waiting for this concert. So Barefoot Modern is from Oak Ridge, North Carolina, a town right outside of Greensboro. And it's my hometown as well. And my family's been following them since my baby brother was in high school. And he was such a huge fan, and every time you guys performed, we had to go see you. And we would go to the concerts in the parks and the breweries and just everything. And then down the road a few years later, Tegan started working at the same elementary school as my dad, actually, which was kind of crazy. And we would go see y'all play on the weekends. And when I got this job and learned that I would be kind of in charge of picking the concert and stuff, I immediately was like, Barefoot Modern has to come. I want them here. So just personally, I'm a huge fan, and you really are unlike any band that Bower has brought in. So I'm really excited.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you.
We're very excited to play.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to it as well, for sure.
Yeah. So we're just going to start out with some intros. If you just want to tell the audience your name and how you got into music.
Yes, so my name is Tegan.
And I'm Robert.
I can speak for the both of us, I guess, when I say that music's just always kind of been a part of our lives. I started singing, I can remember since I was 5 years old, I think, it was always something that I was drawn to, and I always really enjoyed. Robert, you started taking piano when you were
I was in
4.
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's just always kind of also been integrated into our lives as well. I would grow up listening to my mom sing, and I just thought she had the most beautiful voice in the world, and I just wanted to be able to sing like her. And Robert, his parents introduced him to a lot of the classics, the Beatles, Elton John, and he just immediately was in love with all of that. So that's kind of how music came into our lives. It just kind of naturally happened.
It's always there.
Yeah.
What do you think was your initial inspiration when you guys decided to put Barefoot Modern together? What kind of bands inspired you guys to take the route you did?
Well, like I said, my favorite bands of all time are the Beatles and Elton John. So we have lots of inspiration from that. I don't know. I mean, we started playing together, just me and Tegan, back in middle school. And then Barefoot Modern didn't become a thing until senior year of high school. So between that time, we were doing a lot of just simple piano covers and just
kind of exploring both of our inspirations and kind of bringing it together. Because my biggest inspirations are, I actually grew up listening to a lot of country music. So Carrie Underwood was one of them, Miranda Lambert. And then as I started getting into high school and college, started exploring more of the indie scene, the rock scene. Obviously Stevie Nicks is number one up there too as well. Paramore. And so, yeah, we kind of just combined our sounds together and formed our own kind of sound, I guess. But music is always, Robert always says this, it's always evolving, and everyone learns from each other. We get our inspiration from these bands who they've got inspiration from other bands, and it's really cool to see how music evolves over the years like that.
I love that, especially starting as young as you guys did. I always think it's interesting to see the influences that people start out with and then how it morphs. You guys have been obviously playing together so long that it's interesting to be like, well, we started out, we loved the Beatles and like Carrie Underwood. And now you've morphed and become your own like unique thing. And that's something that just like playing together for years and years can only do because you fall into this like this groove and this rhythm with everybody. It's really cool to see like a style develop out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and everybody else's style in our band it's all over the place, really. So
Yeah.
it's cool when you just combine all of those things. And
hmm
Yeah, you get to
music
create your own thing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. So, how did y'all come up with the name Barefoot Modern? Like, where did that come from?
I have wondered this too. I've been dying for this answer.
Well, you see, we were all born barefoot.
Okay, yeah.
It's more direct than I was expecting.
It's something everybody has in common, and we like to find that common ground. We're totally kidding. No,
no, you should just go with that when
was.
people ask.
No, we have. That's kind of been like a signature thing that we tell people, even though it's just completely made
It's
up.
random.
No, yeah, it was. It was just like we were just brainstorming a bunch of different, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I remember one option was, so my maiden name is Dean, and so it was Queenie Dean. I thought it was really cool, but then I don't know.
Looking back on it,
Yeah, I'm glad we went modern. We just like listened. We just heard it, or a former band member actually came up with it, and we're like, that sounds pretty cool. So that's that. There's really no significance behind it.
I love that.
But
Yeah.
we feel it suits us though, for sure. I feel like we've also kind of like morphed into that name.
Oh yeah.
Because whatever it means, not like we're playing barefoot or anything, but
I did wonder about that. I was like, maybe they jam with their shoes off and like that's their vibe.
I guess sometimes, but we went to school. It does depend on the moon phase. We went to school in the mountains. Robert went to App State, and I went to Lee's McRae. And so there was a few shows we definitely played barefoot up in that kind of scene. But no,
not the breweries. It's a hazard.
Health and safety.
Sure we're not allowed. Yeah.
A lot of broken glass.
That's amazing. So I was checking out some of your music and I think it's so cool how you can almost like listen to these different influences. I love how you said like everyone in the band likes something different and your songs have such a range. Like like on our info about you guys, I was like browsing that and like, let me check out some of these songs. And I do think it's really cool that like Around the Bend has that like funky vibe while the rest have like their own unique sounds. Like, I think that is very cool. I think that, that's one of the like funnest adventures is just to kind of create your own variety,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, your song, I'll Be Home Again. I think it's the title of it.
Yeah.
That one. So when I moved from North Carolina to Virginia to go be with my husband, that was a song I played consistently. I cried to it a lot too. But it was a song that got me through like that kind of time of like, this is my home, but like I have to go and move on and do other things right now.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So you guys had a song featured in Fortnite.
We did.
I thought this was
really
so cool.
How did that happen and like what was that experience like?
So our bassist Hunter, he actually has an uncle that works at Epic Games.
Oh wow.
In Gary. So
he kind of like
he kind of knows the people.
Yeah, and encouraged us, highly to submit our song
because it's not a public thing. It's not something that anybody can just like submit to. It's like people on the inside have to kind of find it themselves.
Right.
So we just got really lucky with that.
Yeah, it's about who you know. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It helps.
What a great connection to have, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I think he might try to get another song.
Yeah, because it was for the underground playlist, which was only out like during the summer, I think, of 2021.
Just during one season.
Yeah, so it's no longer like there, but just to be able to have it on there for that amount of time was really cool. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So you guys have your band has been together for a good while, and I know you guys said you started out playing together when you were younger. As a group, have you guys ever like ventured into your own independent projects and kind of done things like that, or has it always just been like this collective, like, yeah, I want to do this with this group, you know?
I mean, yeah, I don't really like the whole idea of just like putting music out there as Robert.
Yeah.
I like having it under a name and a brand and everything. Like we do our individual songs, like we do write songs individually sometimes.
But
We
it's
just put it
always
all
like,
together
yeah,
into
it's
one.
always under the scope of, this is a Barefoot song, we're all kind of like one. And but like nothing against other bands who decided to do that kind of thing. We just have always been like,
Just uncomfortable with that idea, to be honest.
yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. We just like being a group. We like being one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
when
having
it
that. I
clicks
think it's
right, you're like, no, I think I want to stay right here.
right. I like having a band.
Right. Yeah.
It's nice, and I don't know. I think it's important to build that brand and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome. Can y'all talk a little bit about your songwriting process? And if you have a favorite song that you've written, which one is it?
There's no real formula, but I'd say typically, at least for me, the music would come first. I would write like a chord progression or a riff, and then I'd get a melody idea,
Mhm.
and then the lyrics would come later. And
Mhm.
usually, just start with one line, and then you would have like the idea for the song, like what it's going to be about, and just build it from there. It's just, yeah, it's like working on blueprints.
Yeah. Robert is the instrumentalist, so like he typically is the one that comes up with the chord progression, and then he'll usually kind of throw it at me and be like, "Hey, I came up with this last night at 2 a.m." I'm like, "Oh, that's what you were doing," and and then he'll play for me, and I'll be like, "Wow, that's really cool," and then we'll kind of work together sometimes to lay down a melody, and then sometimes lyrics together we'll work together on, and yeah, that's kind of where they
So
come from.
usually, yeah, music comes first
Yeah.
most of the time.
You can't discount that 2 a.m. hour of inspiration, though, because
Because
sometimes it just
that's
happens.
that's the
Yeah,
best time,
yeah,
at least for me.
yeah, for sure.
Yes. But favorite song? I don't know.
Honestly, I don't. It's hard to choose. I'd say one of my I like performing around the bend live the best. I think that's one of my
Mhm.
favorites. I
Yeah.
just tend to see like a good reaction from the crowd typically with that one, because it's like easy to groove to. I see a lot of people like move into it, and so that's always fun to see that it's like affecting people that way. Um, but honestly, I think I might have a couple favorites off of our upcoming album that we're getting ready to release this year. So I think, yeah, I don't know, just because,
Yeah, maybe some of the new ones.
yeah, some of our new ones. 'Cause I feel like Robert and I have really been able to write more together on this album. Now that we're married and living together, it's like we'll just be, sitting eating dinner, and like an idea will come to our heads, and we'll be able to kind of collab on it just right then and there. So I feel like we've had more space and time to be able to write together.
Mhm.
So I feel like, yeah, this upcoming album, there's a few favorites that I have for sure. I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Well, give us the scoop on that since
Yeah,
you
I was about to
mentioned
ask.
it.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah.
us about
So
this upcoming album for sure.
yeah, we've been performing a couple songs off of it already at a lot of our shows that we're going to be releasing as singles
Mhm.
probably by this summer. And we're wanting to release the album
In August.
September,
Yeah.
August time is kind of the goal.
It's
So
going to be called Free from Everything.
Awesome. I love that title.
Yeah, maybe 8 to 10 songs. We're still trying to get the final, this decision on what songs we're gonna
yeah,
put on
the
there.
track list.
And we're still writing some, so it's all up to.
It's a work in progress,
We
but
definitely have a few that are for sure going to be on.
yeah,
That's exciting. Albums are fun because you kind of go with like this wide idea, and then you get to like fine tune everything, and it kind of
Yeah.
takes, each song takes on its life of its own, and so hearing the final product is always so exciting. So I'm excited to hear that after listening
Yeah,
to
we're very
the
excited.
other music you guys have.
yeah. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, we're very, very stoked.
Just ready to get something new out there for sure.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we released anything in general.
It's been crazy times.
Yeah, you guys have been busy.
We have.
I was admiring the clips from the British Invasion show that you guys recently did. And I love the Roxanne cover.
Yeah.
That was such a great one. I had to share that on our social media because I was like, this is awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a fun
Fun
show.
song.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's already like that type of music that we play. And so when we were asked if we could do like, or I think it might have been Robert's idea even to do British Invasion, we were like, oh, this will be so fun. We got to do
We're all
all
dressed up.
Yeah, we
I loved that.
definitely got into it for sure. But no, we had a great time, and we're looking forward to we're going to be doing a couple more of them actually in Greensboro and Winston in March. So it's gaining some traction there, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what the audience can expect at this concert on Saturday.
So we're actually going to be doing a few originals from our very first album that we put out. So it's been a while since we've actually performed those live. We've had some people like asking us, can you perform off Younger Years, your first album, or can you play Lovely Stain, which is a favorite off of that album. So yeah, we're like, you know what, let's do it. This is a good opportunity to play off of like across the board from our first album to our EP and then our latest album. We're like, let's just get them all out there.
I love that. It's like just a perfect little timeline walkthrough of like your evolution. That's going to be great. Especially, it's always such a great like intimate setting at the Bauer Center too. So that's a great show. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what we envisioned for sure. So we wanted to, kind of get the audience a glimpse of what the last 5 or so years have been like since we've released those albums.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we close out, I'm just gonna give you guys like 30 seconds if you'd like to promote anything, especially the new album that you've got coming up, or whatever else you might have planned. So you guys have the floor to promote whatever you want.
Yeah, let us know some of your gigs down your way too.
Yes.
And we've got lots of like Bauer Center listeners and artists who are from that North Carolina area. So we definitely want to make sure that they're able to come out and see you guys, and we get the word out around here as well.
Well, follow us on Instagram at Barefoot Modern Band. You'll see all of our news for all of our shows and our upcoming album. We are playing at Scuffle Hill Brewing. That's in Collinsville, Virginia.
Yeah, that's a
March
great
9th.
spot.
Yep. And then Greensboro on March 15th at Joymongers, and Winston-Salem March 16th in Winston-Salem at Joymongers.
So those will be the British Invasion shows. So those will be fun. We'll be back at Wiseman March 23rd, Wiseman Brewing in Winston-Salem. But yeah, so we're always playing. So I'm sure you guys all follow us on Instagram. We'd love to see you at some shows.
Awesome. That sounds like a plan. We'll definitely try to make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all so much for chatting with us today. We cannot wait to host y'all this Saturday at 6 p.m. For our listeners, tickets are available online and at the door. Grab them while they last. Middle and high school students can get tickets for $10 with code STUDENT1. So that's capital S, lowercase TUDENT, and the number 1. And then college students can get tickets for $15 at the door with their student IDs or online with code STUDENT2. That's capital S, lowercase TUDENT, and the letter 2. The letter 2, the number 2. Sorry, don't listen to me.
We all knew what you meant. It's still early.
Go to powercenter.org to get your tickets today. And we have a special going on for this podcast only. First 5 callers can get 2 free ticket concert passes. Mention it on, tag us on Instagram, Facebook, or if you happen to stop by this week, mention it to us if you want to be one of the first 5 callers to win those 2 free concert passes. Thank you for listening, and we will see y'all next time.